So you wanna go to war with me? You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the.
Ladies and gentlemen, good Thursday evening. What is today? December 29th. Hope y'all are doing well. Welcome back. A little bit sooner than I was expecting to be, but I had a friend come over to watch Scarlet. They're watching a movie in the other room. Hang on one second while I prep my cigar. Hopefully you guys got a drink, maybe a smoke. I don't know how long I'm going to be on tonight. I invited a few people to come on and share some thoughts about what's going on in the markets. As you guys may or may not know, I've been out of the loop since Monday. Had a very good call on Monday with some folks going over all this vote due diligence, and I promised you guys I was going to do a video on that, and the idea was to do it on Monday night or Tuesday, and then Scarlett had an accident and ended up in the hospital. So pretty scary times, pretty scary, let me tell you. So for anybody who doesn't know, who's not following my community tab, I didn't post any of this on Twitter. I didn't even really want to post it at all because, you know, personal life is personal life. But since I know how the troll farms are out there. Oh, he said he was going to do a video and he didn't do it. Must be hiding something. No, my wife got hurt. She got hurt pretty bad in a stupid accident at home. Guys, always tell your loved ones that you love them. Life is precious. Don't ever take a single day for granted. Woo! See, I'm already getting emotional. All right, let's spark this up. Anyway, she's back home now. She's doing fine. Spent 2 days in the hospital in emergency. Let me spark this baby up. Woo! She's back home. She's doing okay. She's got a broken clavicle, a slight skull fracture from where she fell on the back of her head. And I'm playing nurse. So please forgive me in advance if my video publication schedule is off for the next few days or weeks. You know, it's just me taking care of her here. So she's in some pain from the clavicle bone, as you know. I think she fell on her shoulder and the back side of her head, which she gashed open pretty bad. She's got stitches up there. And that clavicle bone, you know, it's hard to, I guess there's an operation you could do on it, but they're seeing if she can heal without an operation. So she's in a bit of pain and bed rest from that. I need a cigar and I needed a drink and I wanted to check in with you guys. Cheers. Yeah. Just so you know the extent of what I've been going through. When I heard her fall, we were watching TV in the bedroom. She said, I'm going to go grab something upstairs and then I'm going to go to HEB to buy some food for the rabbits. HEB is our grocery store. It was getting late, 9 o'clock, 9:15. Stupid damn rabbits. And I heard a boom, just like one or two, boom, boom. And then I was waiting to see if I could hear her steps. Maybe she dropped something on the wood floor upstairs, and I didn't hear any steps. I was like, well, that's this doesn't sound good. So I came out of the bedroom to go upstairs and see what had happened to her, you know, and she was laying at the bottom of the stairs unconscious and blood just pouring out of her head. That, my friends, is a scary moment I wish on none of you. And she's in the hospital. By the time the ambulance got here, she was starting to wake up, but you get knocked on the head that bad, you don't know what the fuck's going on. They took her to ER. She was there for like 2 days, and she didn't know who I was. She's like, can you call my husband and tell him I'm in the hospital? I'm like, I am your husband. No, you're not. You're playing a trick on me. Anyways, by Wednesday afternoon, what is today? Thursday. Yeah, by Wednesday afternoon, she was getting her faculties back. So by 5 or 6 or so in the afternoon, they let her go home for home recovery. Otherwise, who knows how many hundreds of thousands of dollars that hospital bill is going to be. All right. So that's been my week. That's been my week. Alexandra says that happened to my mom. Yeah, a couple of years ago, Alexandra, that happened to my mom also. She lived in another state, and I have brothers, and my dad obviously lives with her. She fell in the bathroom, my mom, and she was in a coma and on life support for a month after that fall. But I didn't witness it. Obviously, my brother had to go. My dad called my brother, and he came over, and they got an ambulance there. But it is traumatic if you experience something like that with a loved one. How many days of PT did they give her? Is that what someone's asking for Scarlett? She doesn't have any physical therapy yet. She's on she's on bed rest. She can't lift anything. She can't drive. And I have to help her out of the bed. I just don't trust her just yet to be walking around with a head injury. So I told her, don't get out of bed unless I'm helping you. Grandpa Barney, gosh, man, thank you so much, brother. I will buy her some flowers and put a picture up for you, Grandpa. I'll send it to you. Whew. Fuck, man. I even told, I always tell you guys with stocks, don't be emotional, be cold-blooded. I've been so emotional this week. I even told my family I don't want to talk on the phone. Just text me, because I'll probably lose it. Now that we got that little chat out of the way, yeah, she's gonna be. I'm gonna try and start working as she gets better. I bought a video monitors so that if she's in the other room, I can keep an eye on her. She can wave her hand if she needs something. But right now, she just needs a lot of help. So until she gets her strength back, and I feel that it's safe, I don't know how many live streams I'll be doing. Christopher, sorry to hear about your girlfriend. Christopher's in the ER. Prayers to you, Christopher. Whew. I'm gonna lose it if I keep on talking about it. Let's not go there. let's talk about some stuff you guys want to talk about. Stocks. I did have a lot of time since she was asleep for most of those days. I had a lot of time still to follow stocks, and I checked in with the Discord and answered questions that I could. So I know a little bit about what's going on with some of the stocks. Obviously, I've been keeping up with Cosmos because some of y'all are in that play, MMTLP to the extent that I can, GTII and Created. I know some of y'all are following what's going on with that. What else is going on? Hey, Morosco, let's change the subject. Amen. Amen, brother. James, thank you. Appreciate you, brother. So let's talk about some price action on some stuff. And we'll see if anybody else joins in. Let me put up my screen share of Weeble. Let's go with that for now. Blazin says he picked up some Tesla today. Yeah, I started adding Tesla. Actually, let's look at Tesla first. Let me move my beer mug out of the way. There are a lot of good deals on shit. I don't know how you guys are feeling. I know not everybody has spare money sitting around right now to be buying shit, but if you do, good Lord. Tesla. This is my buy zone where I started buying once it went under about what is this at? 155. I forget. I'd have to go back and look at my account or the Discord where I bought. I'm thinking it was in the 140s, and then I bought some more as it's dropping. My band where I could see it going to is maybe as low as 70. I've seen people posting lower than 70 as a bottom for Tesla, but I guess that's going to depend on old Elon. I was looking at it really, really hard yesterday when it was around 108, 110. I said, we're halfway into my range of buying Tesla here. Still has downside, but I want to see if I'm going to buy, I'd like to at least see a day or two of green candles, and we're there now. So I may grab some more tomorrow. Anybody else in Tesla? I am on Twitter, Levi. Yes. Let's see who all's in here. Blazin, what's up? Sergeant Beef, Karen, Pam, thank you for joining in. Proud Ma. Tindy Time, what's up, buddy? Christopher Newport, T Fields, Medine, Sandro, Christian Princess, Devstat, Grandpa Barney, of course, Shin Kyoku, Ernest Lee, what's up, buddy? If you're in Tesla or if you're thinking about Tesla, you guys know, man, I've seen a shit ton of videos. People just getting hammered in Tesla, people getting margin called. I waited, guys, a year to start buying Tesla. I only started buying it. I sold on the run up to 1200. I just started buying it. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, you know I've been warning that Tesla in a recessionary market would fall hard and fast. Elon, in this whole Twitter thing and his tweets, has run it down even more. But I like the company. I just don't want to pay too much for it. So I'm really excited that it's in this price range, and I'll be adding anywhere in here for like a 5-year price target. Like if I get it at 70, beautiful. If I pay 120 or 130, I'm still cool with that. Because this is not a short-term investment for me. And then, I'll set my price target for back up in this 300-400 range, whether that takes a year, 5 years, as long as Tesla continues to do well. Once they get past this little problem that they have right now, I think it'll be just fine. There's Apple. People are watching. Meta, Disney. There's a lot of blue chip stocks that you can get deals on right now. Justin says, wait for 50. That'd be beautiful, Justin, if I could get it for 50. It wouldn't be beautiful for the 140 purchase, but I'm okay. I'm not going all in at 140. That my style is dabble, dabble, dabble. If it drops 10 or 20%, grab a little more. Thank you, Ernest. I appreciate you. Blazin says my average was 230 and he didn't sell. I really like Tesla. I really like Elon Musk, but I also really don't like overpaying for shit. Grandpa, who you been blocking? Walt, what's up, amigo? Thank you for the thoughts for Scarlet. What am I smoking tonight? This is a Padron imported from I don't know where. I'm trying a few new ones. Padron. All right. I know y'all want to talk about AMC and Ape. Let's talk about Cosmos real quick. And I want to talk about my thoughts on GTII and Created, just because those are getting a lot of hype. I'm not in any of these plays. I'm not in Cosmos anymore. Cosmos, as you know, had a reverse split and then they did a dilution, if I recall correctly. Yeah, they did a dilution. And I sold, unfortunately, I sold mine. As you know, if you've been paying attention, I sold the night that they announced the reverse split, because as you guys know, I'm not a big fan of reverse splits, especially on penny stocks. The stock was trading at what? 40, 50 cents, something like that. I forget now. It's been a week and a lot has happened, but they rushed out this reverse split coming in overnight, effective the next morning. I was like, screw that. I don't like things that are not well communicated. And then Cosmos, I know there's a lot of opinions about what happened. Oh, they changed the name. They changed the QSIP. That had nothing to do with it, in my opinion. The Cosmos ran up because Robinhood was not showing the right price. People were selling on Robinhood at 23 cents. They just wanted to get out, and that went to the tape at 23 cents. And a few smart people saw that and started buying it. Then it ran up to 40 cents. And the Robinhood people were like, 40 cents, sold. Put my order in for 40 cents. And so on and so on. And then half of you couldn't trade it. And so we had restricted supply, and it just ran all day from 23 cents to $23 in one day. That's how that happened. Had nothing to do with the QSIP, had nothing to do with reverse split. It was restricted supply and Robinhood's fuck up. I was watching it in pre-market. I was watching it on my screen at $5-6, and Teddy's saying, guys, it's 23 cents. Oh, it's 40 cents. I'm selling. Yes, I'm in the green. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's 40 cents. It didn't all compute with me what was going on until I had time to think about it later. Like after, the moment of buying it for 23 cents passed. But that had nothing to do with the reverse split, that run up. It had nothing to do with the QSIP change. It had nothing to do with a name change. And that is my opinion. And you can take that opinion to the bank, and they might give you a free pin. Now, that's Cosmos. Now, the other interesting one of the week, check out KLAA. KALA, column. All right, Frank, if I forget it while I'm talking about Created and GTII, come back and remind me in a minute. Created and GTII are, oh, by the way, since the reverse split, Cosmos has been going down. Just pointing that out. Created and as many penny stocks do after reverse splits plus dilution. Don't forget, we got the CEO handbook, this trusty Bible I have right here beside me. Chapter 1 says if you have a price spike and you got a shelf offering on the table, sell shares. I want you guys to remember chapter 1. If you see a stock running up and the CEO has shares available to sell, he's probably going to sell them. He's going to dilute. Chapter 2 says if you do a reverse split, do a dilution if you have one available. We'll get around to that when we talk about AMC and APE. But chapter 2 says if you do a reverse split, do a dilution immediately after. That's what happened with Cosmos. It happens with many stocks that I watch. So Created and GTII trying to capitalize off of this whole we're gonna hire West Christian and we're gonna hire these firms to investigate these evil shorts. They're gonna get together for you guys and merge and change their name and change their QSIP. These two money losing companies, GTII and Created. I'm just going to be very blunt. Okay. I think that all of these CEO press releases are designed to keep retail in the play. I don't know if they'll do a merger. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. The stocks, both of them have been going up on the news and then they come down. There might be some opportunities to momentum trade it, but I say I will believe it when I see it. And I think this is some very excellent CEO press releases designed to keep their stocks propped up. I could be completely off base, but I know the financials of these companies and they're not super strong. So anybody else thought of that with Created? Anybody playing Created in GTII? Anybody in it for momentum? Does anybody believe the CEOs? What's his name? Jeremy Frommer from Created. A lot of people send me his tweets. Right now, I'm on the I'll believe it when I see it. And even if they merge, I don't know really what it's going to do. You're merging two money-losing penny stock companies. Just the blunt opinion of one man. If you don't like it, you can just ignore it. Ellie says she's in both. I just say, usual rules on momentum plays. Don't over leverage. Don't be afraid to take profits if you get ahead. At least try and get your initial investment out and then let the rest ride on house money. You'll sleep a lot better at night, Ellie. Mr. Hardstyle says he respects Jeremy Frommer's persistence. He is very vocal. I follow him on Twitter. I just don't know if it's legit, and time will tell, right? I would love to see anybody look if they're really doing that and they really uncover something. All of us will benefit from uncovering malfeasance from these evil shorts. If there's any real shenanigans going on and they're really doing something about it, these two companies, then that benefits everybody. So I really hope it works out. But I don't trust many people. I trust two people. I trust God and I trust the man in the mirror. All right, let's talk GameStop for a second, and then remind me that other one was it KALA. I've been making some buys on GameStop since October. $24, $22. There's another one that I bought in here somewhere that I haven't added to my chart yet. And I had this last line of resistance at around $19.25. And I said, look out if we cross below that. 1940 was my bottom line support for GameStop. So now that it unfortunately broke through that, I'm not planning on adding any until I see a couple days of green. I would have loved to pick some up at 16.98. I certainly thought about it, but I want to see at least 2 green days on the daily before I pick some up. 17, 18.75 doesn't matter to me. 17 would have been nice, but what if tomorrow's a red day? This could potentially go all the way down to the next level of support, which is $9-10. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I just like to be careful once it breaks through a bottom line resistance. So I'm watching it. I'll add some more once I see some few days of consolidation. And I'm still holding the last. Well, look, I bought it on 9.9. I bought it on 10.20. I bought 12.13. And I bought, I believe, you guys, anyone that's in the Discord VIP, go check me because I post all my trades in there. I believe I bought some more after that. Or maybe that was the last one I bought. I forget. So much going on. Grandpa says, Tony, that's not a mirror. It's a window, and Grandpa is on the other side. I trust you, Grandpa. You straight up dude. My investment in GameStop is dependent on one thing, as you guys know. That is Ryan Cohen. They got plenty of cash. They got almost no debt. The company can survive for a long time, but I'm waiting. I want to be in the play the day that Ryan Cohen announces a transformational announcement for that company. That's really what I'm waiting on. So I'd just like to keep on accumulating it as inexpensively as I can. But that position is very, very small. It's relative to other positions I have in other stocks. It's not like my AMC play. All right. The other one that I promised the gentleman I would look at is KALA. Oh, a pharmaceutical. Well, that's a beautiful run up. What the hell happened? What happened? This started from 350 on the 27th up to $30. Kala Pharmaceuticals stock skyrockets following FDA acceptance of investigational new drug application. All right. I'll tell you my general thoughts about pharmaceutical companies. All of them, many of them become fantastic momentum plays. But if I'm seeing a phase 1 test or an application for a product candidate, this stock's going to probably come right back down. What I want to see, if you really believe in the company and you want to buy it cheap and hold it till they get all the way through to FDA approval, that's beautiful. But when I just see news about early trials, then I would say momentum trade them till they top out and then get the heck out. Scott looks like he agrees with me, going back to 3. Yeah, I see it all the time in pharmaceuticals. That's why I stopped playing them. I play them for momentum. I stopped trying to hold them. Sandro says, is it a ram's horn? Yes, this is a real horn, Sandro. Yeah, you can get these on Amazon. Get the extra large one, though. This one's pretty big, as you can see, but it doesn't quite hold a 12-ounce beer. I'm going to order another one that's bigger. I have another one that's got a belt loop that came with a belt loop. I think that one can hold a 12-ounce. This one just has it's a bone stand, so you can rest it. Thank you, Jackie. All right. I saw someone asking about Verizon. I haven't looked at any phone company stocks in a long time. I know nothing about the financials of this company. Back to where you could have bought it in 2017. Hard for me to say without looking at the financials. I mean, that is a nice dip off of $56 down to 34. It's been going back up since what is that? Since October. That's a pretty healthy, nice couple months of coming back up. It looks fairly stable, but I'd need to know why it went down. Yes. Hang on one second. Yes?
Can you come here for a second? Or do I have to talk out loud so everybody can hear my conversation?
Hang on one second, guys. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Ellie, she's up out of bed just there asking me a question. So I guess she's feeling okay. Horseman says, I'm a complete novice in the UK. Can I ask a question, please? Where would I start off and how would I physically buy some penny stock shares? I'm not big in recommending penny stock plays, Horseman. In fact, we had a rule for some time that we weren't even going to talk about them, but they can be some good momentum trades if you can get in at the very beginning. My general rule is if they're already moving, then I just wait for the next one. These things are volatile. They're easily manipulated, and the volume often is quite low. But if you can catch one in the beginning and just make some money on it for that day, or some people carry them for a couple days. All right. Okay. All right. The problem I see with penny stocks, Mr. Horseman, is that a lot of the channels that are covering them give very, very inaccurate due diligence. Like the only reason I started reporting on Cosmos, for example, a few months ago, is that people were saying it had 2,000% short interest, which was completely incorrect. Can you guys hear me? Test 1, 2. What happened to my mic? All right. Can you hear me? Was I muted there for a minute? I was saying penny stocks. I don't really recommend any of those. I play some of them on momentum, but the big problem is most of the YouTubers that are covering penny stocks give out horrible advice, like don't pay attention to this delisting notice, don't pay attention to this form that the CEO filed that he's selling shares, don't pay attention to this or that, don't pay attention to this bankruptcy filing. It's fine. This is bullish, guys. This is bullish. What else? Oh, the exaggerated short interests. Who is that company that I'm always getting onto? Is it S3? This company that's always putting out incorrect short interest numbers, and then people just run with it without double checking that, oh, maybe the short interest is incorrect. Maybe Cosmos is not 2,000%. Maybe it's the fact that they just 4x their float and the data provider hasn't updated the float, but the short data has been updated. So your numerator went up and your denominator did not go up because of the dilution. So it looks like 2,000% when it's really 15%. And no, I don't know why none of these small YouTubers can do due diligence. It takes me 5 seconds to figure this stuff out. Either they are just very inexperienced, or they're more concerned about clickbait and views than actually providing you real information. So if there's one that's really popular, I'll start following it because I get asked about all of them. But I try and just stay out of the plays. I've pissed off so many people in the last 2 years, so many YouTubers. Not because I don't give a shit about the stocks. I don't give a shit about who's covering it. But when people ask me about it and I see incorrect information, grossly incorrect, like 2,000% short interest, I will say something. I'm not going to make a video about it typically, but if it's really egregious like that one, I will. Hey, Animal, thank you. Just got back from Florida. What do I think the short interest is of AMC? Let's put it up on the screen. Screen share. Bloop. All right. I go by data. Now, yes, there's naked shorts. Yes, there's things we don't know about, but what we talk about here is what we can see. And that makes a lot of people angry that I said that, but I want you guys to go back way in your brains to Roaring Kitty. And I talk about this a lot in the Discord. For Roaring Kitty, the short interest data on GameStop was good enough for him. And he had a belief that transformation was possible in that company. Those were the two things he talked about. And that's what I talk about. I either believe in a company and I believe in the data I can see, or I don't believe in the company and the data tells us that something is not right. Now, could there be other things going on? Absolutely. Wall Street's corrupt. We don't get updated information as often as we'd like. But if you're going to ask me about things like short interest, I'm going to tell you what I can see, and you can speculate on your own all you want or on other channels about other stuff, but we don't do that here. So short interest on AMC is approaching 22%, and even more bullishly, if you are long on that stock, the cost to borrow is over 100% and almost no shares available. That was this morning. We checked multiple brokers. This is across many brokers, very, very high short interest, over 100%, and very, very few shares available to borrow. That doesn't mean that the market makers can't sell naked shorts to make the market. But if you want to go short on AMC, you're going to be paying over 100%, and it's a hard to borrow stock. So for me, I like to see that. I like to see this position when I'm long in a play. Someone said cost to borrow. Let me go to what it says here. Cost to borrow. Saying 48% here. This data right here is from Interactive Brokers. It's saying 113%. Super Steven, if you're online and can pull up that other broker that we check, let me know. But yeah, I did see people reporting 200-300%. Cost to borrow max. Okay, look, here we go. Cost to borrow average right here, 295%. So Interactive Brokers didn't update since this morning, but this live update right here, 300%. That means it gets expensive to hold a short for a long time. Scavenger, what's up, amigo? I sent you I think I sent you a link on Twitter if you want to join in. We're not going to talk a lot tonight about the vote. I might talk about it in generalities, but I put a lot of work before Scarlett got hurt into prepping my whole thesis and presentation for you guys, and I want to get that video out. This is going to be pros and cons, yes or no, what I think is going to happen in each case, why it's happening, why now. I know everybody's asking why now. Maybe we can talk about that tonight. Why now? Why are they doing this now? Maggie, bless you. Thank you. Happy New Year to you, Maggie. Once I get my video out, laying everything out so you can kind of digest where my brain is at. Again, just my opinion based on watching CEOs, watching different plays. I'll give you my thoughts on what is going to happen in every scenario. And then we can do a live stream and you can just shotgun pepper me with questions, be it hate or love, disagree or agree. Remember, everything that I say is my opinion. It's my read on what's going to happen. And I'm not going to, much like these other folks that are telling you what to do, this is not a drama channel. I'm not going to tell you how to vote. I'll lay out to you what I think is going to happen, but I want you to make up your own minds. I don't always get shit right. I did not get the ape play right, that it would hold its value, right? That was a major mistake. And going back, and if I pay attention to my general rule book, what happens when something's going to be a dilution instrument? I know some of y'all are yelling at the screen. The price goes down. Yep. I should have been smarter about that. I was counting too much on retail to hold ape, and I was not counting on these big YouTubers coming out and scaring people out of the play based on misinformation that they were going to avoid dilution by moving out of APE and into AMC, which is not true. You do not avoid dilution by moving into AMC. But at that point, once the message was out, people fell for it and APE plummeted. And I also think that maybe some institutions said, hey, BlackRock and Vanguard said, we don't need to hold APE. We got to hold AMC for our ETFs. You know that most of BlackRock's and Vanguard, especially, all of their position is in ETFs. We got to hold AMC because it's in the Russell 1000 and all of our various ETFs, but we don't have to hold APE. So I think that it was a combination of people being worried about a dilution instrument and institutions selling. They're just like, throw that boat anchor overboard. We don't need that. Sell while we can. And the price just plummeted. What I did, I think, get right, and time will tell. Time will tell the next 30 to 90 days. At least I think it's starting to prove that I'm right, is buy APE, the cheaper it gets, because once a vote for conversion was announced, that AMC and APE would move to a parity price. So I was buying APE all the way down. And we'll see, if that theory of price parity holds true, then there's a little more float on APE. There's still uncertainty about the vote, if it's going to be a yes or no. So APE might not hit exactly the same as AMC, but it looks like they're wanting to trend. Let me switch to this screen. 414 for AMC, up 8% today. APE at $1.47, up 1%. I'm just thinking out loud that they were going to probably meet somewhere around 3 to 350. We'll see. Arthur, what's up, amigo? Thank you for the kind words for Scarlett. What I will leave you with for tonight on the vote is what I've kind of been telling my folks in the Discord is, and I might have tweeted this out. I don't remember. We don't have a proxy statement yet. We don't even know what is on the vote, exactly how it's worded. It's going to be I imagine it's going to be a multi-page proxy statement talking about executive compensation and some other things besides the things that are on the vote. Share. All right. Sorry. I thought I had that up. I want to see the proxy statement. I want to see exactly how everything is worded. Is it going to be an all or nothing vote? Like you got to vote for this and this and this, or nothing happens? What are all the contingencies? Like on the Mullen vote last week. Mullen had a provision number 5. If we don't have enough votes, we're going to postpone the vote. You never know what they're going to sneak in, guys. So number 1, we need to see a proxy vote. And everyone's saying, well, I hope that he just hurry up, Adam, and get this thing out. Why isn't he dropping it? There is if you read the press release, I forget, what is it? Is it HSR, Hart Scott Ridley or something like that? I posted it on Twitter. That FTC, Federal Trade Commission review, typically takes about 30 days, and they can ask for extensions, the FTC, for more information. So that is my premise for why they have 90 days. So I would think we might see a vote, a proxy statement, sometime around the late January. Maybe, if the FTC review is done faster, could be done faster. But once they approve that second tranche, then we'll get the proxy statement and we'll know a date. So be patient. Everybody's going fucking crazy on Twitter and YouTube with theories, and I've been on space calls, emotions, calling each other names, witch hunting the CEO, wondering why isn't anything happening. They got to do the FTC review first of all. You're not going to hear anything until that's done. You got time. Just chill the fuck out. Everybody, chill the fuck out. Einhander says, are we close to something with the cost to borrow being high? Being long in the stock, Einhander, I love to see stocks with over 20% short interest and rising cost to borrow. That means that it's going to be very difficult for them to push this down, except if the market maker is creating naked shorts just to make the market. It gets really hard to push AMC down when it's this low, and no one knows really anything about the vote yet. We know it's going to be sometime in the next 90 days, probably. But am I expecting... Look, there's a lot of plays that have high retail interest that announce reverse splits that have run-ups prior to that split. So if retail gets really excited and there's massive buying pressure and it's still really cheap right now, you could get that. Either one of these tickers, yeah, there could be some exciting price action. And if the cost to borrow is high and there's no shares available and people are buying it, you can get shorts in trouble real quick. There are a lot of people trying to short AMC right now, and we can blow them out of the water, but you need people buying the fucking stock. And right now, all I see is people asking me, should I sell my AMC and buy APE? I don't see a lot of people saying, I'm buying AMC. I just don't. I see the opposite social sentiment right now. Everybody's wanting to dump AMC and buy APE. So for me to tell you what do I think is going to happen, I don't know. You need a war cry to buy AMC and fuck the shorts. That's not what is happening right now. You got people hating on Adam Aaron, hating on the play, saying it's going down to $2. Sell AMC, buy APE. Hard to get a rally in AMC under those conditions. So I'm just going to say I don't know. But it's poised. It's poised. The other thing that maybe I want to talk about tonight, I see a lot of people saying, well, right after reverse split, we know that all stocks drop after reverse split. Guys, I made a video in January of this year there was a theory being put around. Remember back in the day, people were wanting GameStop to split and they were wanting AMC to reverse split 12 months ago. You can go find that video. It's still up. And I came out strong against reverse split on AMC almost a year ago, as I do on almost every stock. I don't view it typically as a bullish signal. But what was different back then is AMC had, a year has transpired. They've burned through $1 billion since then. They had a ton of cash back then. There was plenty of time for something interesting to happen. We had just started the recession. Nothing had been beaten down for a year like we're at right now. I did not see the need to do a cash raise or a reverse split or anything a year ago. I'm reevaluating all of that now. My bias against reverse splits has not changed, but I'm reevaluating everything and thinking very deeply about it. and I'll share my thoughts with you in the coming days. Markets with May, Jordan. Markets with May. The lady that just popped up out of nowhere covering AMC. People on every YouTuber's comments saying, you guys must go watch Markets with May. She's got this figured out. Look, I don't trust anybody. Nobody. And I certainly don't trust people that pop up at the very last minute telling you exactly what you want to hear, pushing a product to sell you. She's high up. That product that she does a little pitch for in the beginning of her videos, she's one of the execs at that company. I don't know if you guys know that. Plus, she has all these $50 to a couple $100 packages a month to sell you consulting services. I don't know. It feels like a play on retail. Her channel. I left her a comment to reach out to me, and I want to have a chat with her. Go find my comment on her first video and echo, yes, please get in contact with Tony. I'll flush her out if she's a shill. If she's legit, I'll let you know, but I'm not in a trusting mode right now. I will say, in her videos, she appears to know what she's talking about. And based on her position at her company, whatever the fuck they're selling, I would expect her to be somewhat knowledgeable in what she's talking about. But you guys have heard a lot of people that talk good game and don't know shit up in that corner of the country. We don't need to name any names. But I can flush her out. She is a YouTuber, Mr. Cashman, that just came on the scene saying she bought Ape, and these stocks are about to blow. Short should be scared. Which is exactly what people want to hear, and that's a great way to get eyeballs on your company and your products that you're trying to sell. She responds to messages, JP, except mine. It's been a week. She hasn't responded to mine now. Does she have a OnlyFans? No. I think she is a legit investment professional. Nick says, I commented on her video saying hopium clickbait, and she said, thanks. Christian Princess says she won't respond to you because she knows you'll flush her out. Well, May, if you're watching, give me a call, drop me a comment, reach out to me on Twitter. Let's have an offline phone conversation. And, if she's a legit person and likes to talk about a variety of stocks, she might be a good guest to have on the show from time to time to talk about other plays. But I need to talk to her in person first. Eric, what's up, amigo? How you doing? Callie Brobear says, I guess I see y'all are chatting with Callie Brobear. What's he saying? Don't feel bad for any YouTubers. Live by the sword, die by the sword. I see a lot of YouTubers, guys. There's, nah, I don't know if I want to say all that. I don't know if I want to say all that on camera. There's a lot of people that are losing their conviction and turning to the dark side, right? You guys are seeing it. I say, if you're losing your conviction or your thesis was incorrect, you should be looking in the mirror for somebody to blame. YouTubers, not try and throw other people or the CEO under the bus. CEOs are doing what CEOs do. Take care of their company. You wanted to believe something else for 2 years? Look in the mirror. I trust nobody. I trust no CEO, but I do trust that the vast majority of CEOs, including Adam Aaron, are doing exactly what they need to do to ensure the survival of their company. His job is not to hand you a MOAS. But if you're an investor in the company, and sometimes MOASs happen when there's massive buying pressure and high short interest and high cost to borrow and a catalyst. And sometimes shorts get pushed out of a play because the fundamentals get fixed and the shorts had a bad bet and things changed. Well, we saw the first scenario play out in June of 2021. We've heard a lot of catalysts that haven't played out. So look, I wake up every day hoping that there's some announcement, just like you guys do, if you're long in that play. But in the meantime, what else do I got to talk about? What is the other option they have at this point? Improve the fundamentals. Does that mean there's going to be a MOAS? Who the fuck knows? I don't even like that word. I'll take a good old fashioned short squeeze. As for what I think is going to happen with the reverse split, well, you're going to have to wait for the video. Maybe tomorrow, if Scarlett gives me time from playing nurse. I'm the one playing nurse. And if not, then I'll do it over the weekend. Khalid says apparently May used to be a Delta One trader at Goldman Sachs. I didn't dig deep into her background, but I did look up her company, and she's listed right there as one of the execs. Sid, thank you. Scarlett she's back to her normal feisty self, but in a lot of pain. If you wanna see me have one little tiny moment of emotion, you'll need to go back to the beginning of this video. I couldn't be on video earlier this week because I was not holding it together very well. But Dean says, get yourself a nurse's uniform. Greg's a male nurse. Einhander says, have a conversation with Biggums. I talk with Biggums every now and then. He and I got a good relationship with most people on YouTube. Most of the ones that, well, let's just leave it at that. Most people, at least I like to think that I do. Biggums for sure. We trade information, not on the daily, once every couple weeks. He's been on the channel before. I like that he covers things that I don't. Like we all have our little niche that we like to specialize in. And he's big on digging into phase 6 and ISDA banks, and you guys know the drill. It would take me months to get up to his level of knowledge on that stuff. And look, he's doing a fine job of covering that. So I don't agree with him on everything. He doesn't agree with me on everything, but he's a sane gentleman that can have disagreements on positions without hating you or turning against you. And that I appreciate. Many people, anyone that I talk to on the regular basis, they will tell you I do not agree with them on everything, on many things. But I appreciate people that can have an adult conversation like we did in the old days. Back when I was, raised up with Abraham Lincoln, we used to be able to debate stuff without becoming enemies. We need more of that. We need more cohesion in trading stocks and less trying to tear people down and you guys know it. You know what they do. Codename Bogdan says, did you say something about Scavenger joining? I did. I sent him an invite and some other people, but he must be busy. Can I explain the new ISDA January swaps info? I cannot, dude. I just don't have the time to become an expert in everything. Honey Horse says, Andrew Tate knows the Illuminati that is the perfect evil family. I like following Andrew Tate on Twitter and YouTube shorts. I watch a lot of his YouTube shorts. What's up, Steven? Hey, just another ape amigo. If you can you pull up the short interest, the cost to borrow on Webull if you're in a place where you can do it. Maggie, thank you. I'm hoping, Maggie, that was for saying we need more peace and love in retail YouTube, retail Twitter. We need people not trying to tear each other down. We can debate the merits of due diligence without being enemies. I mean, the grown-ups in the room can, but not everybody apparently. Dan Man says, do I fuck with eggnog? I like eggnog, Dan. I didn't buy any this year. I just made some Puerto Rican eggnog, coquito. We used to spend 2 to 3 weeks every winter in San Juan area, and I got hooked on that stuff. But I do enjoy some eggnog. Just haven't had it recently. It's really high calorie. Not so is coquito. Look, let's not mince words. Sid says, Tiger Balm for the pain for Scarlett. She's got a broken clavicle. Do you think Tiger Balm is going to work? They were giving her a lidocaine patch in the hospital. And I have some lidocaine spray. I don't know what's in Tiger Balm. Alexandra says you can't say anything no more without being soft or arguing. Arguing's good, Alexandra. Debating is fine. I love to argue and debate, but I'm able to keep it civil and not hate somebody because they disagree with me. That is a lost art. We got a lot of, I don't know if it's immaturity or personality disorders or what. Got a lot of people that are not capable of that. Doug says, if the debt is reduced and fundamentals improve, would the stock price settle in around 25? Doug, I would say, not counting any squeeze action from shorts getting out due to debt being reduced or eliminated and fundamentals improving, that it would still be below 25. If we do the reverse split, that would be $2.50. Yes, it would be above 25 post reverse split. Yes. If we're talking about today, I don't see that. We got to also fix the loss in operating income. So that is the remaining thing before I could see AMC really performing well. We got debt, but even if the debt's paid off, we're still losing money on operating income. That I think will be fixed into 2023 if there's no C23 coming over from China now that they opened up the borders and started international travel, yada, yada, yada. Keep your eye on that, guys. If there's that shit starts coming over here, all these new variants from China, it's going to be a whole new Wall Street. Again, just like 2020. Telling you now, keep an eye on that. But yes, if we were post-split, debt was paid off, fundamentals improved, more cash in the bank. I mean, that'd be $250 in today's dollars. It'd be worth way more. I think it would hold more than $25. MC Prosperity says it should have been a 5-for-1 reverse split max. I will tell you why I think they're doing 10-for-1 MC when I drop my video here in the next couple days. I see Steven's wanting to join in. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Tony, everybody. Am I live?
You are live. Welcome.
What's up, guys? First things first, Tony, I wanted to jump on here and, give you my condolences. I'm really sorry that you and Scarlett went through that, and I, wish for a speedy recovery for her, and I hope to see her on live stream and bingo night or something,
She's not going to be able to go to work for several weeks. I don't know how long a clavicle takes to heal. But I'm thinking in my brain, you know how my brain operates.
Yeah.
Scarlett, you're just sitting at home, honey. You're going to need to come on camera. You're going to need to earn your keep, Scarlett, if you can get out of bed. But we're not going to. I haven't mentioned that to her. We're not going to push that just yet. She's got to focus on her recovery first.
Right. That's most important.
Yes.
I see lots of people are in the chat tonight. Are you guys excited for AMC?
I see Bigum's in the chat. Hopefully he heard the good words I said about him. What's up, buddy? Bigum says, I see why Trey aged 30 years into.
This stock will age you.
Oh, man.
The FUD. Jay Yates says, I feel the FUD has gone into overdrive. Yeah, that's an understatement. I feel like it's hard right now being an AMC shareholder, but with what do they say? Great responsibility comes great reward.
Look, I put up some caveats in the opening. I had an opening 60 seconds to this video that said, you guys already know this, like, don't invest more money than you can afford to lose. Have a risk diversified portfolio. If all your money's in one play, you've amped up your risk to what most people would consider intolerable levels. But if you're there, it is what it is. But the fact that the reason I like to play volatile momentum / meme / short interest plays is because you never know what the fuck is going to happen.
Never know.
The idea is to get in them cheap, and God bless any of you that bought at the top on AMC. I was not making videos back then. I'm not gonna take any responsibility for that. I would have been telling you, don't buy it at 40, 50, 60, 70 bucks on those first few days of the run up, but I wasn't here then.
Yeah.
But the fact remains that these prices, it gets really, really exciting to me when there's unknowns, like what is about to happen with
Right.
this reverse split vote and the other things that could potentially happen, make this really, really exciting times.
Tony, in your experience, have you ever seen this before, like conversion, dilution, reverse split happening? Isn't it
Oh yeah.
unprecedented?
The conversion is the unknown, like moving 8 back into AMC.
Mm-hmm.
Reverse splits and the potential dilution after that. Yeah, we see that every week. But
So it's the conversion part.
Yeah, the conversion is the unknown. And the other thing that makes this different, I know some people are going to be mad if you really, believe that all reverse splits fall, which look, I can't tell you what's going to happen. I can tell you what I think is going to happen in my next video. But what makes AMC different is you're not dealing with a penny stock. You're not dealing with a company that has no revenue. You're not dealing with a company that the CEO is writing personal checks to fund the payments, the obligations of the company, GTII. You're dealing with a 100-year-old company with billions of dollars in revenue that is on the cusp, coming out of the hole of COVID, and on the cusp of a potentially profitable operating revenue position in 2023, and is actively seeking out different revenue streams. They're not just like sitting on their laurels.
And they did say in their earnings call that they expect 2023 revenue to be about 30% greater than this year. So they do have money coming in, and from multiple sources. So I think 2023 is going to be a much better year than this previous one.
I think anybody who's been playing stocks knows that reverse splits are risky because we all know the stats on them, right? I can give you 100 that go down for every 2 I can give you that go up. Maybe I should say 98.
You were asking about the Webull thing, right?
Yeah, the cost to borrow on Webull. But the majority of reverse splits that go down are penny stocks. Like anybody can find 98 examples of penny stocks that go down after they were already a fucked up company.
The maintenance requirement on AMC short selling is 150%. Short selling fee rate 137%.
All right, so that's a little lower than what Ortex is showing. They're showing cost to borrow average 295%.
That's probably the average.
Yeah, average.
Yeah.
So it depends on the broker how many shares they have available to loan. Go turn off your share lending if you're using Webull.
Yeah. I believe Webull has been turning off short selling off and on for AMC. Like you can't always short it on Webull. So it flips.
Honey Horse says Fidelity said that if they convert APE to AMC, shorts are forced to close on APE. I believe that to probably be true, Honey Horse. I saw the tweets about that. You guys have all seen it by now. I'm sure the chat with a trade representative. The place to call, by the way, if you're doing it, is ask for the trade desk. Don't talk to the person on the phone, the first one that answers.
Tony, Fidelity confirmed that the shorts would close APE by talking to the trade desk, but I've had other people in the community talk to TD Ameritrade and other brokers, and they don't commit to that answer. They'll say something like, we're going to wait for the proxy statement or something like that.
I think that's a reasonable answer. Right now, until we see a proxy statement, nobody should be making cut in stone proclamations about what's going to happen. And I'm seeing a lot of that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm seeing a lot of people saying exactly what's going to happen before they've even seen how the proxy statement is worded. I think it's fine to proffer opinions based on all the unknowns right now, but none of us until we see a proxy statement. That will give us a lot better idea.
Yeah. I mean, just my personal view, I feel like the bottom is in on APE just because Adam Aaron seems like he has a lot of things in motion within Tara, and he obviously has a plan with the next 90 days. But AMC seems to be very volatile and unpredictable because that's where our short interest is, and also the arbitrage theory, So maybe AMC comes down to Ape, or I'm not sure. I mean, today we jumped 15%, right, out of nowhere.
On Ape or AMC?
Or sorry, total valuation was like 15. But AMC seemed to be moving on up a little bit there. So
Someone said ADD Color Star technology got decimated after reverse split. I'm just guessing. Let me go to the daily and see if I can see when that reverse split was. It's not showing up on my chart here. ADD.
do you think, Tony, that he will act fast on the shareholder meeting? Or
you probably weren't online when I talked about the timeline. So they've got to do the FTC has to review that second tranche from Antara, that second part of the deal. And
right.
typically that takes about 30 days, and they may ask for additional information and extend past 30 days. So I think that is what AMC is waiting on. As soon as they get the green light from the FTC, then you'll see a proxy statement sent out. So I'm expecting around end of January, but
that's pretty fast. I mean, to do a lot of this.
Jay said, I thought you had a dab going. No, that's just I've got my cooking torch because I don't have a proper cigar lighter. This is a little bit.
You didn't smoke on stream for the longest time. And now
I did in the beginning, Stephen, and then I got demonetized on one. So I thought it was because of the cigar, but now I see everybody else smoking cigars. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to smoke too. I enjoy it. I just don't like getting demonetized, hard enough paying the bills as it is. And then you do a 4-hour live stream and make 0 ad revenue. Yeah, Sundial, AVCT. Yeah. Look, I could give you 100. Those of you that are throwing up these penny stocks, I could give you 100 easily. We see them every week that do reverse splits and crater, but most of these companies are in serious trouble, and most of them are penny stocks. So there could be something different here.
Well, Tony, to be fair, a lot of the stocks that crater after reverse split, their CEOs are already mentally checked out. They make a lot of bad decisions, or I
don't know. I mean, they're not checked out enough. They're checked in enough to do a reverse split. I think they really are scrapping for their life.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it depends. Every one of them has a different story, With reverse splits, I think timing is everything. You have you're obviously increasing the volatility. You have to announce improved, not just earnings. Like, you need improved operations. Like, I think that's what Ryan Cohen did so effectively with GameStop, was he cleaned house on a lot of the executives. So if Adam Aron, in my opinion, announces improved operations, it could benefit not only AMC but shareholders too.
The timing of this whole vote relative to Q4 earnings is also a big question mark in my mind, because right now, Avatar, I don't know if our Q4 is going to be as good as I wanted it to be. Ooh, I got smoke in my eye.
Avatar killed it today, Tony. It set a record.
Did it?
I believe it made $22 million just today, Wednesday. And it was the highest grossing Wednesday of 2022. It's steadily exceeding expectations. It's almost gaining momentum as it's going. Usually movies drop off 50%. I think Avatar held at least 20% going into week 2. The storm did actually messed us up, though.
Yep.
That messed us up, but then we recovered quick on week 3.
And a lot of people, that couldn't go see it because everything was sold out the first weekend, they're going to go see it. I think Avatar is going to do fine, and I hope it has a nice long run, because January is usually a slow month, and we could use that into Q1. We could use that January Avatar bump.
If I was Adam Aron, I would want to settle a lot of this stuff before the Q4 earnings. That's just me, because what if they're bad, right? Like,
I think it will be because 90. What are we typically? We get our Q4 earnings like in early March,
Yeah, right about that.
and the 90 days will be up before then. December, January. I mean, I guess it could potentially go into March, but I don't think it will.
Well, Avatar is critical because a lot of the movies that we depended on, like Black Adam, Wakanda, they didn't get fair releases. Like they didn't get either released in China or Russia due to political reasons, or many countries internationally. But Avatar got released in almost every country. So it's international revenue on Avatar is around 720 million $1 million. So we're making our money in the international market with this movie. Domestically, unfortunately, I feel like it was a little underwhelming. Tony, would you agree? I think we fell short domestically.
Yeah, I was. Can you pull up the chart of Avatar versus Maverick again?
Oh yeah, give me one moment. Like a
Clark,
comparison.
yeah, Clark Barwick, what's up, buddy? Clark said, what did Clark say? Initially, I thought reverse stock split was going to be a good thing, but now he thinks it will destroy the short squeeze. It depends, Clark. You could be right. I'm going to give in my video that is upcoming pros and cons of a yes or no vote, and then you guys can decide. I want you to decide based on listening to multiple people. Hopefully, you're listening to ones that are providing you some context, not just hysteria. And I'll do my best to provide you context, not coming from a position of advocating for any vote. It's up to you to decide. It's not for any of us to tell you what to do. But I'll be as fair about it as I can.
You want me to share my screen, Tony?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the pop-up here.
Let me okay, hold on one sec.
Is that one of your chess club beanies, Stephen?
Yeah. If anyone's wondering why I have chess pieces on my head, it's because I'm a professional chess player, and that's kind of my thing. If anybody plays chess in the chat, let me know. Add me.
Clark says, I like that we can have a discussion here, and if we don't agree, we can still have a discussion. Yep, that's what I try and do here, Clark. As long as people are being, I hate to use the word professional, but adult. As long as you're being adult about it. Look, everybody in every trade has an opinion, right, Clark? We don't agree on many trades. We don't all agree on everything. We don't have to.
Tony, can you see my?
I can see it. Yep, everybody can see it.
Okay, cool. So the green line down here, guys, this is Black Adam. The orange line, it might be hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom in. The orange line right here is Avatar. It's riding very close what Top Gun did. The red line is Wakanda Forever, and the blue line's Top Gun Maverick. So Avatar
right now,
shot out the gate.
The orange line is hard to see. Right now, it's tracking exactly with Top Gun.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. That's right. If you look at the domestic opening weekend, Avatar 134 million, Top Gun Maverick 126 million. So it beat the domestic numbers out the gate. Wow. Wakanda Forever actually did better than Avatar domestic opening weekend.
Then it just cratered.
Yeah, it didn't have an international presence at all. But this is the key right here. So international box office 762 million versus Top Gun's 768. So it took Top Gun's entirety of the run to get to 768. Avatar's only been out for what, like 2 weeks? And we tied the international.
Holy shit.
So wow. In AMC, I don't know if I told you guys thousands of times, We make our money from international box. And I think it's strange. Adam Aaron hasn't said this yet. I think maybe he's waiting to drop the bomb, and say what's actually happening.
All right, so it's doing well. Maybe not as I was hoping it would do, at least as good as Top Gun, but it looks like it is. It's tracking right along with Top Gun. So,
yep. And here you can see China is driving it. $112 million from China alone, crossing 1.1 billion worldwide. It's doing very well. This is typical for James Cameron films. They build and build and build. They don't jump out the gate very fast. This I wanted to say too, if you're still looking, is Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is doing incredible. It's earning $1,418 per theater. That's a huge return. So if you can see, compared to the remainder of the field, it's not comparable. It's doubling almost every other movie besides Avatar. So that tells me families are showing up to the theater, and I think that's very important.
who does the voice for Puss in Boots?
Antonio Banderas.
Ah, yes, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's still in it. Puss.
Yep.
Boots.
Yeah, it's doing good. But
I'll go see that. I don't even have kids.
I saw it. It was really good.
I don't have little kids, but I'll go see that if Antonio Banderas is doing it. I love him voicing that character.
Yeah. But yep.
JP says May said rain check on tonight. Yeah, I'm not going to have May on live without talking to her offline first, JP. But thank you for reaching out to her. I want to have a phone conversation with her and talk to her. I'm not going to embarrass somebody on camera until I have a chance to talk to them in person first. Not that I want to embarrass anybody, period. But if she's legit and I can tell that by talking to her on the phone, then we can have her on as a guest.
I mean, from her videos, she looks like she knows what she's talking about, but I haven't ever talked to her. So
yeah, I get the impression she knows what she's talking about, but why she just popped up on the scene, that is another question.
Arthur Martin says, didn't Avatar make it to 1 billion faster than Maverick? Yes. It's only been out for 2 weeks. Avatar.
Clark says, what is your position on the reverse split? Clark, I'll repeat what I said earlier. I have a video coming out that was supposed to be done on Monday night or Tuesday, and then Scarlett had her accident here at the house. So it got pushed until I have time. Maybe tomorrow, maybe this weekend. You can see a video that's up still on my channel that I did a year ago, or you can listen to me any day of the week saying that I'm generally not a big fan of reverse splits because we know generally what happens after them. But a year ago when I made that about AMC, it was just a rumor that some YouTubers were pushing. We had an extra $1 billion in the bank right then. It wasn't really necessary, in my opinion. A year ago, we're in a different time now. So I'm carefully looking at everything. Look, guys, talking to everybody, we don't need to go through the list of names, but doing a lot of deep thinking, talking to people, sharing ideas, asking questions, listening to your questions, really giving them real consideration, and not trying to rush out a clickbait emotional video off the cuff. Like, I want to give you a reasonable pro and con, and then you can hear my opinion and say he sucks, or thanks for being reasonable. And that gives me a different way to look at things.
Yeah, there's a lot to think about. When we get the documents, then we're gonna have a better look at what we're thinking. But like, I have my early beliefs on the split and everything that's going on, but I'm not set completely in stone yet until we have to be able to dissect those documents a little more.
Yeah. And I love that you guys are sending questions and thoughtfully thinking about this, whether you agree with the reverse split or the conversion or not. The fact that you're asking questions is a good thing. And I had a 2-hour conference call with some other folks, people that I respect as far as their ability to actually do due diligence and understand corporate finance. That list is very small. And we went through all of your questions from a pro and con standpoint. And I'm doing my best to when I do the video to give you a realistic view of what could happen either way.
Are you dropping that tomorrow or when?
It depends on how much nurse duty I got to do for Scarlett.
Oh, yeah, don't even worry about the you
Maybe
got a lot of time before.
right now I'm lucky because one of her friends came over and they're watching a movie. But I don't know that I'll have that tomorrow or over the weekend.
Do you want to tackle Clark's question? I don't think I can ever be convinced to give up 90% of my shares because the hedge funds will continue to short the price down.
I'm not really worried about my share count. I know there are people that I respect, other YouTubers that I deeply respect that are worried about it. And I get it. I get it. I see hundreds, thousands of you worried about it. I totally get it. But but I also like to focus on market cap, and whether the price is $5 or $50, the market cap's the same.
Right.
And if you think they're going to short it down from 50 to 5, look, I'm just laying out one side of the argument, right? I have not decided what I'm going to do, but I'll just give you the logical way to think about this particular question. And I can make a case for either side. I can tell you that right now. If you're against the vote, I could argue right there with you in a debate and take your side. And if you're for it, I could argue with you and take your side. But let me just play they're going to short it down from 50 to 5 side for 1 second. It's as easy to short from 50 to 5 as it is to short from $5 to 50 cents. It's the exact same math. So if you're worried about them dropping it from 50 to 5, then you're by extension saying you're worried about them dropping it from $5 to 50 cents. I hope that makes sense to you guys.
Yep.
It's math, right? With the 1 to 10 split, a short will make the exact same profit and will have the exact same obstacles with short interest and high cost to borrow to short from 50 to 5 as to short right now with the higher float from $5 to 50 cents. If you don't believe me, get out your pencil and a piece of paper and use 100 shares and 10 shares and work that example out for yourself.
I've always felt, Tony, that institutions, and this is my opinion, they base a good majority of their buys off of market cap. And
I threw that out as a trial balloon on Twitter a week ago, and everybody, nobody cares about market cap. This is all corrupt system. Guys, if you think that, then you shouldn't be investing in stocks.
Right, because if AMC was at 50 cents, you're implying that the company's worth
150 million.
Yeah, so then Elon could come in and just buy your company in entirety. Like that's
the same thing as saying if it drops to $5, I mean, you're valuing the company at about 150 million bucks.
Right. And I don't feel that institutions would allow that to happen. I think they would just look at AMC and be like, okay, this is undervalued. I want it.
Absolutely.
And that's it. I don't think that they can short it theoretically always. You have the right to short, you have the right to buy long, but institutions are just going to step in and not let that happen. So I'm not necessarily afraid of the reverse split.
I get the fear. I've talked to very smart people that are worried about that. I get it. And it could happen, right? Anything can happen after a reverse split, but I don't think AMC is going to drop to a market cap of $150 million. It dropped really, really low in 2020 when they had no income. and it looked like the company was going bankrupt. That is not the situation we're
Right.
in going into 2023.
That's really our kryptonite, is the C word, you know.
I don't know. I don't know if you were on here when I said if there's a C23 because of China opening up travel, you need to pay attention to that if you're in this play. Don't just discount it.
Right. I'm more afraid of that than a short seller. I mean, you're not going to get rid of the short sellers unless the price goes up.
Clark Barwick says Adam Aaron stated he will dilute the stock after the split and the hedge funds will short it down. That could happen, Clark. I talk about my CEO handbook, chapter 2. Chapter 2 is titled After Reverse Splits, Always Dilute Your Stock.
Always. What about GameStop, Tony? They didn't dilute.
They didn't do a reverse split.
Oh, that's right.
Reverse splits freeze up authorized shares.
Isn't it crazy that GameStop just watched the squeeze? Like, I don't think they sold shares during the squeeze.
Yeah, I don't know. Did they have some available?
I'm not sure. I don't remember them they definitely didn't announce an offering. I think they literally just watched it. Someone in the chat maybe GME people. I don't believe GME sold shares through that. I know they split the stock later though.
Let me say one other thing to Clark and anybody who's worried about dilution. Man, I hate giving away all my bullet points from my upcoming video, but I don't hear anybody saying this except me and yelling at my Discord, not yelling, but you know, lovingly embracing them with my hugs. You're not going to avoid dilution, guys. You can vote yes. You can vote no. There's going to be dilution. You have APE right now. What do you think is going to happen if you vote no? I already said on Twitter what I think is going to happen. You're going to get a couple billion more apes issued.
Yeah, he'll just have to keep selling ape.
And that dilution of APE affects AMC. Look at the financial statements. It's called diluted earnings per share. Look up the formula for diluted earnings per share. You are not, if you're worried about dilution, I can tell you right now, just fucking get over it. You're not going to avoid it no matter how you vote.
Nope.
There will be billions more APE issued if there's a no vote. I can almost guarantee it. And that will, by proxy, by the formula for diluted earnings per share, that will dilute AMC. So just get over it. The company has $5 billion in debt. You're not going to avoid dilution, period. I just, do you want to see billions of apes sold for 60 cents?
No.
That's what you got to ask yourself.
That's a no from me, at least.
Do you want to see billions of apes sold for 40 cents, a quarter?
I'm not worried about the quantity or the cost average being but like I said, Tony, it has to be timing. You have to combine it with amazing news. You can't just say I split the stock and now I'm done. Now that's not good. You have to say I split the stock and XYZ reason why, or something. You can't just let people, to have a good reason for it, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of unknowns in this upcoming vote. No one knows how the vote is going to go. Although some of us think we know how it's going to go. I see you in the chat. He might be right.
Myself says prime target for hostile takeover. I don't think so at all, man. The movie theater industry is a very risky business to be in, and I see that a lot when people say Netflix is going to buy AMC, Amazon. You guys got to realize they'd have to absorb their debt. They'd have to absorb the responsibility of running a theater chain that has over 5,000 screens. It's not that easy to just take over. And I don't view AMC as a victim here for a hostile takeover.
I've started reading those theories. I don't know if I have an opinion on the hostile takeover or any takeover just yet. Haven't had enough brain cycles to think about it. A-Rod says, who's buying AMC at 50 or 60 should be the question. I mean, if you buy one share at 50, it's the same as buying 10 at 5. So are you only buying one share at a time right now? That's my question back to you.
Yeah, it's all the same thing.
Right.
Reverse
Thank you,
split.
Jessica. Look, guys, if you're buying one share at a time, then you have a valid point.
Yeah.
I don't think most people are buying $5 at a time. You're buying 10 shares, you're buying 100 shares, you're buying 20. It's the same fucking thing. One share at 50, market cap wise. The float, low float versus current high float, it's the same fucking thing. Now, if you tell me I only can afford $5 a week, okay, well, you're not going to be able to buy for 10 weeks. I get it.
Lock K says, any chance of this running up prior to the vote since cost to borrow is so high? You know, this is my belief. You know, we've been through theory after theory, right? Date after date in this community about when the squeeze is going to happen. If there's anything that I can give credit to, honestly, it's cost to borrow. Cost to borrow, in my experience, you typically see it go crazy before runs. Now, everything else can tend to be up for debate, but I value cost to borrow higher than failure to delivers or any of the other stuff you hear about.
Daily short volume, failures to deliver. I mean, those are all interesting data points, but I don't make videos about them for a reason. Because I've seen them in too many plays be meaningless.
Yep. Yeah, because they can spike and then nothing happens too.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they're interesting data points. You should keep an eye on them. They can give you indicators of what might happen, but they're not predictive of anything in my experience.
You know what I think is somewhat predictive, Tony, is when a large quantity of shares get returned on top of cost to borrow rising. That's something that Casey Shaw taught me.
Explain in more than one sentence.
Like when they borrow, say, 10 million shares on one day, but they don't short them into the market. And then the day after that, they return all those shares.
So they just borrow them, but they don't utilize them?
Yeah, so they borrow, they pay the cost to borrow, they hold them, they think about shorting, and then they change their mind and return them.
So, and the theory is when cost to borrow is high, you see less of that going on?
Yes. Yeah, because if cost to borrow is low, they don't mind holding them. And
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's taking arrows out of their quiver, having cost to borrow high, basically.
Yeah, because they can't just sit on them forever. They have to make a decision.
Yeah.
So.
Boop says, where is Massalorian when you need him? I talked to him on text earlier tonight, and I sent him an invite. He said he might be able to join in, but he couldn't guarantee it. So I guess he had a long day, I'm guessing.
Yoko says, is that short spoofing? No, it's just shorts getting scared and rethinking their decision. That's all.
J. Beeb says, what if all three votes are no and then C23 comes this spring? Are we headed into summer like we did? Keep an eye on the news ramping up, fear mongering about rising cases, people getting hospitalized. We'll talk about that if and when it happens. You cannot ignore that if you're in this play. If it comes to that, God forbid.
Tony, are you still? What's your current view on the arbitrage theory? Are you still thinking it comes to fruition?
Yeah, I'm thinking that if I'm right. Obviously, I was not expecting ape to get run down below $1. And I'm also was not expecting the conversion vote to happen this soon. I was expecting to buy ape cheap for years if I had to, and then wait for the conversion vote. But we got it. We got it coming up potentially soon. And the prices being where they're at, I could see these two converging somewhere in the $3 to $4 range or close to it. Ape has a higher float and there's uncertainty in the vote.
Yeah.
So I don't know that they'll ever get equal right now. But I think there's more potential for Ape to go up and AMC to go down. But now you add into that mix, no one can short it really right now. It's very difficult to short it.
Very.
So if you're seeing AMC going down, I'm going to say that's people selling. And my evidence for that, besides just common sense, is the amount of people I have messaging me, which I cannot answer you, messaging me asking, should they sell AMC and buy Ape? I think a lot of people are thinking that, and a lot of people are doing that. And I've seen videos suggesting that.
Yeah. I've always felt that the best thing to do is to do nothing, you know.
I'm doing nothing. I have not sold any AMC. I've only been adding Ape. And right now I'm in the hold.
Yeah. We'll see how it shakes out. I think that was the plan, Tony. What you said was create the Ape and sit on it for a couple of years, but that plan didn't work. And Adam Aaron realized that he can't just let us go to zero on the Ape, you know. So the backup plan is what he's doing now.
Yeah, a lot of people said, you know, getting Ape run down to sub $1 was his plan all along. I don't buy that.
No,
I think they miscalculated, or maybe it was his plan. I don't think.
I think he thought retail would respond more positively to it.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think he expected this massive selling.
Right.
And now we're here. So he's doing plan B. And I think they thought of plan B before they even issued Ape. If you got smart finance guys, you're strategically thinking, what if this doesn't work?
Right. Jabib's one. Why couldn't Adam Aaron sell at higher price? I mean, we all can throw darts at him for that, right? Like we all can look back and say why.
Why didn't he sell it in the first few days?
Right. I mean, he diamond handed it, right? He did the Ape thing.
Yeah.
Adam Aaron's an ape.
That's not covered in the CEO handbook. You know what to do after you split your ticker into two. That chapter is just now being written.
Diamond hand your dilution tool.
But yeah, in general, I mean, the market consensus is any dilution tool is going to be run down. We should have known better. I think AMC calculated on more support from retail, and it did not come in at all. The opposite happened.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We live and learn, you know?
Yeah. You got to live with your CEO's decisions if you're buying. You know, that's the thing. Any investment you get, you have to be willing to ride with your leadership.
Carl J says, not selling shit till this plays itself out. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I started buying my shares at $7 or $8. I bought all the way over the last year. I think the highest that I have in my portfolio right now is $38. So any of you that bought high,
yeah,
I have some shares right up there with you, and I'm still holding them. And yeah, why would I sell at this point? You know, it's at $4 and change.
Did you start there, Tony, at 38? And then
no.
Down?
I started in May of 2021.
Oh, nice.
But my shares that I bought in the 30s were, you know, I made a lot of money because I sold my options in the first run up. So all my shares are in the totality of this play for me. Everything that I'm holding is for free. But when I look at my portfolio, it doesn't feel that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you see five digits in the red, that doesn't feel like it's for free. It feels like you just pissed away a bunch of money. So I feel
we're all gonna make it.
I feel all the same pain.
We're all gonna make it.
At this point, you know, with this much variables in play, anything could happen. If I lose, from here, it's fuck it. I already wrote it down from 38 to $6 if I add AMC and an ape up. So why shift strategies now? Cali Bro says he needed to sell dirt cheap to Antara to get the votes he wants. That could be. I've seen that theory.
That's valid for sure. He called
Our
them up and said, "Do you want to make some money?"
Are shorts forced to close on an ape when they're converted? I think that is up for debate, Cheshire.
Depending on the broker.
And depending if it's a retail short or an institutional short, also, I would make that as a dividing line.
Yeah.
Ziggy, don't feel bad for me, bro. I made tens of thousands of dollars on options. When I was watching Trey and Matt buy options on that day, it was running to 70. I was hitting sell, sell, sell. My options profit was going like a Ferrari on a straightaway. It was.
Yeah, I think
I've never seen profits come in that fast.
He was buying calls at the top.
I know.
And he was turning around.
I was like screaming at my screen, "You sell them, you motherfucker. What are you doing buying options when it's at $70, $60? You are crazy." Always sell your options first. You want to hold your shares, great. They don't expire, but I had options that were expiring in a week. Of course I'm going to sell them. Always be taking profits. That is the motto. Yeah.
I'm not an options guy, but I respect it. A lot of people are really smart with that stuff. I'm too scared.
It was luck. I mean, I found AMC at the right time, and it happened to run up really quick, and that was a good trade.
Tony, is it safe to say the conversion happens first before anything else? Because it's 1-to-1. That's probably got to be the most important.
I can't answer that till I see how the proxy statement's worded.
I just feel like it'd be weird to do anything else first.
Senor Silverback says, "Did you see Fidelity's MMTLP update?" I have not. Why don't you fill us in real quick? I did see the 8K on NextBridge, and I'm still trying to understand exactly what's going on. But I only spent 5 minutes reading it, and it's pretty complex, and I haven't watched any videos. But even the people that I've watched videos on for the past 3 months on MMTLP, I don't trust any of them. So, because they didn't tell you to sell at $10. But we did. Clark says, "Is the hedge funds will lose 90% of their synthetic shares?" Look, when there's a reverse split, guys, everything is affected the exact same way. The no short, synthetics, whatever you want to talk about, is going to be immune from the reverse split, but the dollar amount of every position does not change. I don't like this argument of we're letting them out of 90% of their play.
Yeah.
The dollar amount on their ledger does not change. If they're short 20 million and the reverse split goes through, they're still short 20 million. Nothing fucking changed.
I have a feeling, Tony, that even after, if the reverse split goes through, that he could just forward split the stock and make everything.
I don't even want to get into that. I've seen all sorts of split, reverse split, double split, triple split.
Well, under normal circumstances, I'd say no, but
split eight first, then do the reverse split. I mean, come on.
Well, I guess I'm saying like at a later time, he could forward split everything, of course.
I don't know. I like low float plays.
That's what I got in this for. I need the low float.
We chase after those low float plays every week.
Everybody wants a low float until it's on AMC.
Right. I mean, what are we fucking chasing? Every morning I wake up, I'm looking for what is the low float runner of today.
Yep.
All of a sudden now, because it's AMC, oh, I want a low float. Low float. I don't know what to say. I mean, I get it. I get the fear. I totally get it. But all of a sudden, now we don't like low floats. But for every other play that you're playing for momentum, they're fantastic.
Yep. Nothing changes with the money on the splits.
Jack Wolf, what's going on? I saw your message on Twitter. I'm trying not to talk about Scarlet on Twitter, Jack. There's just too many buffoons on Twitter. And probably now that I gave an update in the beginning of this video, I'm going to delete the community tab post. I just wanted to let you guys know why my video was not coming out. I hate talking personal information on YouTube, but I know the trolls were just chomping at the bit. He's not putting out his video because he's hiding something. No. Hallie says, Bird Lady had a good post that tells MMTLP holders what to do if they haven't received their shares. Yeah, I would believe that. Still looking for Silverback's update on what Fidelity said. Benjamin Israel, good evening to you.
Tony, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
A company could still hold debt and still issue a cash dividend, right? Like they don't need to be debt free to issue a cash dividend.
Typically, when they issue cash dividends, it's when they have excess earnings.
Okay, that makes sense.
But debt is not typically, unless there's debt covenants that preclude a dividend.
Gotcha.
But cash dividends are usually, Scarlett's saying, you said 2 hours. She's calling me from the West Wing. That's a joke for all I see people. Tony says he lives in a mansion. He's got a West Wing. It's a fucking joke, you dumbasses. She's calling me from the other side of the house because she can't get out of bed. So yeah, I'm going to need to wrap up here pretty soon.
No worries.
There were a couple questions. Tony Adams says, does the amount of shares Adam receives for bonuses reverse split? If they're already awarded Adam, vested or unvested, they will split. The remaining question we have is, what about bonuses that are in the compensation plan that haven't been handed out? I think I don't know if I posted it on Twitter, but you can go back to last year and pull up the compensation plan. It was in the last proxy statement, and I expect in this upcoming proxy statement that question, Tony, will be addressed, because a friend of mine wrote to John Merriweather with that question, and he said wait for the proxy statement. So I get it. The FUD stirs love to put those little questions out, make Adam Aaron sound like a bad guy. He only wants this reverse stock split to enrich himself 10x. I've never seen that happen. There's such thing as anti-dilution wording that they should put in the proxy statement to address that. I will be looking for that. If I don't see it, I'll let you know.
Tony, I just got a message from the man himself, Sufyan. He
What's
said,
that?
Negative retained earnings won't be allowed to issue a cash dividend.
Right. That's what I said. Negative retained earnings. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Sufyan, CPA.
Yeah. So they got a big mountain above them before that could be considered.
All right. Someone said Bigums is on live. Scarlett's calling me from the other side.
Ready to wrap it up, Tony?
Probably needs something.
Okay.
So I need to go take care of her. I'll let y'all go hang out with Bigums.
Cool.
All right. Mexican Silverback says, check your Twitter. I will do that and respond back to you. Let me go check on the wife. Do the shorts have to cover and close before the conversion? Up for debate. I would say anybody that's telling you that for sure doesn't know for sure. That's my opinion on that.
And also don't take everything you hear too, because there's a lot of customer service reps who are just saying things that don't really know. So you could get a yes answer if you call them, and it might still not be true. So keep that in mind.
Gus says, I'm trying to wrap up these questions real quick. Will AMC change immediately after the voting? I mean, I don't know what immediate is, but the way it's worded when in the document that APE was created, it says after a vote, all APE will convert to AMC immediately. I don't know if the word immediately is in there, and I don't know what the definition of immediately is, but I would say very soon after the vote that yes, APE will go away, and you'll. I got to be careful what I say.
Yeah, be careful, Tony.
I don't know how, if you're going to vote for everything, I don't know if every vote's going to pass. I haven't seen how the proxy statement is worded. Like, what if we say yes to conversion, but we don't approve the reverse split? Well, then you could still have APE reissued later. Wait for the video that I'm going to put out. I'm going to walk you through all these scenarios.
Cool. Good,
bad, or otherwise. Some of you are going to hate me. Some of you are going to say, thank God someone's telling us straight. I'm not going to tell you how to vote. I'm just going to walk you through every scenario, in my opinion, how they will play out. And then you decide. That's up to you. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. And I just want to give you the best information I have based on on gaming out all the different ways it could play out.
Tony, let me ask you a question. I know the people want to know. If you were Adam Aaron, would you sell enough APE or whatever your resources were to pay off the debt, or would you rather sell enough to just get a monster cash position? Like, how would you feel if you were CEO in this situation?
Wait for the video, and no matter how you vote, he's going to keep diluting.
Yeah.
That's my answer. If you vote yes, you should probably expect some dilution. If you vote no, you're going to get billions of more APE. And anyone who's telling you to vote no, ask them what they think about billions of more APE being sold. And do they understand that when APE is sold, it dilutes AMC stock? Do they understand the formula for diluted earnings per share? Have they even looked at a financial statement? Every APE that is sold dilutes AMC. So anyone who's telling you about a no vote, I have not made up my mind. But the people that are saying vote no, do they understand everything I just said? That billions more APE will be diluted, and every APE that is sold for under $1 dilutes AMC shares. Do they understand that? And are they good with that? If they say they understand it and they're good with it, then carry on.
Right. Yeah, at the end of the day, we're going to make our decision.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you how to vote. I just want you to understand what is going to happen in my best guess for each scenario.
Yeah, I think Adam is a little irritated that retail denied his ability to dilute last year. Remember when he asked for it? So I think he's making it harder for us to deny him again. That's my personal opinion.
He's got $5 billion of debt to pay.
Right. Yeah, exactly. He's trying to run the company. So
he's got $5 billion of debt and a 12-month runway that's getting shorter by the day. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Cool. Something to think about, something to look forward to, a little teaser for the upcoming video. I will do my best to get that out as quickly as I can. We got plenty of time, guys. Yep. Keep your wits about you. Don't get dragged into all this emotional clickbait bullshit from people who are acting like the vote is tomorrow and have not seen a proxy vote. Just everybody calm the fuck down.
The only problem you're going to have is that you didn't buy more. Who said that? Nicolas Cage? That's a quote from somebody.
I don't know. All right, guys. Now I'm
guys.
getting yelled at from the other room. So we're
Yeah,
gonna
get out of
call it
here,
a
Tony.
night. Love you guys. I'll see you as soon as I can get back. Say good night, Scarlett. She got out of bed to yell at me now.
Good
Woo!
night,
I'm in
everybody.
trouble, guys. Take care.